Okay, so it's Monday, and this week we're going to talk about life in the colonies and slavery in the colonies. So we're going to start today by watching this video about how colonists make money.
How did the colonies make money? Geography and climate of each region determined the types of jobs people had and the way the colony would make money. We're going to start with New England. Farming was really difficult in New England. They had very rocky soil. Because farming was difficult, people had to look elsewhere to make money. And because a lot of the colonies bordered the ocean, many people worked at shipbuilding and whaling. Trade became very important to New England colonies, and they traded products with other countries. They traded whale products, specifically whale oil was very popular, timber, which is a fancy word for wood from trees, ships, fish, and furs. Furs were very popular over in France. The middle colonies, because of their geography and their climate, they had different jobs. Many people farmed. The soil was much better. The climate, though, really lent itself to growing things like wheats and grains. Because of this, people built flour mills to make bread. People were also merchants, which are people that sell things, and artisans, which are people that create things. They exported their natural resources and food. They also were able to make iron ore, and they were really good at weaving and cabinetry. The last of the colonial regions are the southern colonies. The southern colonies had amazing soil, and their climate allowed for year-round farming. Because of this, they created what we call cash crops. Cash crops are crops that you wouldn't necessarily use all of it for the family. You would create it just to sell it. Some of the amazing cash crops that grow in the South, even to today, are rice, indigo, which is a blue plant that gives off a blue dye, tobacco, and cotton. These crops were so plentiful that plantations started to pop up. And a plantation is a large farm that became self-sufficient. It would have a main house, its own blacksmith, its own church. They also exported lumber, farm tools, and food.
Okay, so we watched that, and the next thing we're going to do is we're going to read My World, page 172 to 173. Let me get this going for us. And you should be able to find your book to read this as well.
Lesson 2. Daily Life in the Colonies. I will know how the patterns of life and work in the colonies differed from the patterns today. Vocabulary. Barter. Mercantilism. Export. Triangular trade. Import. Artisan. Raw materials. Class. To communicate in colonial America, people wrote letters using quill pens, ink, and paper. Draw a tool you use to communicate with others. How does this differ from communication in the colonies? Today, you can shop at a mall or use the internet to shop online. In colonial America, people did not have such choices. How did colonists earn a living? How did they feed and clothe their families? What did they do to try to improve their lives? Colonies and resources. People in different colonies had different answers for these questions. The land, climate, and natural resources differed from one colony to another. Most colonial American families lived and worked on farms. They grew or made much of what they needed. They sold crops and products to pay for other necessities, such as tools, salt, and gunpowder. They also bartered with neighbors for some needs. Barter means to trade one good for another. Other colonists worked in jobs related to their colony's location, land, or resources. Along the New England coast, Many earned their living from the sea. New England industries sprang up to take advantage of the ocean's resources. Anglers caught and sold fish, such as cod. Whalers hunted whales to make products such as lamp oil, candles, and perfume. Shipbuilders used the region's timber to build boats for fishing and ships for whaling. In the middle colonies, the region's sheltered harbors and deep rivers allowed ships to travel regularly over the waters and trade to thrive. Many colonists in cities such as New York and Philadelphia worked as merchants and traders. Others worked as sailors or dock workers, people who loaded and unloaded ships. People also changed the land to suit their needs. For example, some colonists dammed or blocked rivers and streams to create power from fast-flowing water. Millers often set up their businesses next to the river or stream. They used the water power for their grist mills. These were machines for grinding wheat into flour. The flowing water turned a water wheel, and the moving wheel turned the grinding stones inside the mill to crush the wheat. 1. Identify and circle the industry that was found in every region. Then place a check next to those found in more than one region. 2. Explain why grist mills were built next to rivers and streams.
Okay, so we have finished our reading, and you can go back in and have it read to you again if you need to. So what you're going to do now is you're going to complete the discussion questions here. This is using those chapters. You're going to try to answer at least 2 of these questions in the discussion. And then you're also going to go to the Colonial Economies vocabulary. You'll make a copy. And you'll have your 4 words: triangular trade, free enterprise, mercantilism, and artisan, and they tell you what they are. And you're going to draw a picture or give an example here, and then you're going to make sure you share this back with your teacher. So that is the lesson for today, and we'll see you tomorrow.